Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Monday, December 18th. Jaguars fall to the Baltimore Ravens. Final score 23-7. Very disappointing loss. Third straight loss for the Jaguars. And the Jags, the last month or so, they've been on primetime several times, 2 times, and they have kind of laid an egg both times. Frustrating stuff. We will start with the quarterback here. Unforced errors from Trevor Lawrence. The fumbles. Obviously, you cannot have 2 fumbles in a football game. The first one was really egregious, just letting the ball slip out of his hands in scoring position. You had some missed throws by Trevor Lawrence as well. The clock management at the end of the first half, awful. You obviously have to spike it or throw the ball into the end zone or throw a pass that's going to get you out of bounds. So you make great plays to drive your team down the field, get yourself in scoring position, and then you can't finish, right? That's very frustrating. I think overall, not a good game for Trevor Lawrence, a bad game for Trevor, but this is not a bad quarterback. Y'all can lose me with that if you're trying to run Trevor off, replace him with anyone. No, Trevor Lawrence is the Jaguars franchise quarterback. But now he's in concussion protocol after the last drive, and he's going to have to get through that to go play in Tampa this upcoming Sunday. We don't know how quickly he's going to be able to get through concussion protocol. If we know Trevor Lawrence, which we do, he's probably going to be able to find some way to get through the protocol. But it is a little stricter with concussions. There is a protocol. You have to advance through every step to be able to get out there and play on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, he's got to play better situational football. Hold on to the football. Can't be fumbling. You cannot deny that he has fumbled the ball way too often in his young career. There's no doubt about that. But I do believe that he will be able to, improve upon that as he moves along. I think sometimes it's a thing where that's an issue that goes away and then it pops up in a big way in a big game. And that's something that has happened throughout his career. But where's the help, right? Missed field goal by Brandon McManus early, then misses another one. I think you got to hit at least one of those. You got a 50-yarder and a 55-yarder. One of those needs to be made, right? At least. Pass pro, not great, but not awful by any stretch. For the most part, they gave Trevor Lawrence a chance. Elijah Cooks, drop in the red zone. Parker Washington, drop in the red zone. Walker Little, false start, backed up against your own goal line. So you're not seeing these backups getting the job done at a high level consistently. Injuries are taking their toll. There's no question about that. If you have a Christian Kirk out there, if you have a healthy Zay Jones, if you have guys that have been in these situations available to you, maybe it looks a little different. I don't know. And look, no run game to speak of. Trevor Lawrence was the best running game that the Jaguars had. It's tough to have a cohesive offense that way, and it's been that way for a while now for the Jaguars, just not being able to run the football with any consistency and then not even trying to run the football in the second half. I think there were 3 designed run plays in the second half. So that's frustrating. Obviously, I think Calvin Ridley played pretty damn well, made some impressive grabs, was able to get open on several big occasions. I mean, I think he caught that touchdown pass clear as day towards the end of the game there. I think that was absolutely a touchdown catch by Calvin Ridley, a very good throw by Trevor Lawrence. The refs just didn't give it to him, bottom line. But it looked like a touchdown to me. I think that Calvin Ridley had a good day. I think, Zay Jones was out there gutting it out, doing his best. He ended up with a hamstring. I think that, trying to overcome the knee, pulled the hamstring. Frustrating season for Zay Jones, obviously. Defensively, looking at that side of the ball, valiant effort. Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen getting pressure, some other guys getting pressure, getting close to Lamar Jackson, but struggling to really get him on the ground consistently. I just don't think you can expect a defense to hold up all night when you're not scoring points. And the Jaguars were not scoring points on the offensive side of the ball. Now, they were moving the football, which I do think helped the Jaguars defense play well for longer. And I think it gave them some rest, but eventually you've got to score points. You have to score points in this league, and especially against a team like the Baltimore Ravens and the Jaguars. First half, they have 4 straight drives in scoring position, 0 points. That is just unheard of. I mean, it's pathetic. Obviously 2 missed field goals. You have the fumble by Trevor Lawrence. Then you have the poor clock management at the end of the half. That's frustrating. That's the type of stuff that'll lose you football games. The defense, though, they eliminated their coverage busts of the last couple of weeks. They played a lot better. Rayshon Jenkins made some big-time plays, baiting Lamar into that pick, getting a sack on a blitz. Some other guys made plays. Dewey Wingard was out there flying around. Foye and Devin Lloyd both had much better games than they've had in the last couple of weeks. But again, special teams, Brandon McManus misses. Cannot have it. You cannot have Brandon McManus missing 2 straight field goals early in the game. But overall, special teams was pretty good. Punt team, punt coverage, good stuff. Jamal Agnew and his return was awesome on special teams. Had a couple big returns for the Jaguars. Had the 65-yard touchdown on offense, obviously. The only score of the day for the Jaguars. This is still a team for me. They're not losing to bad football teams. They're playing a first-place schedule. They're dealing with injuries. They're not having consistent play from the players that are on the field all the time. They're 8-6. No excuses, right? No time for excuses anyways. They have 3 games left. It's time to put up or shut up over the last 3 games. You've got to win these football games. You've got to win your division. And then if you do, you'll be able to host a home playoff game and have a chance, perhaps. I mean, obviously, you feel for all the fans out there that have been showing up to these games, and the home team can't get it done. I'm not sure what should inspire fans to believe that they'll get it done once the playoffs roll around. Maybe winning these last 3 games. But we'll see how it plays out. You've got Carolina 2 weeks from now, Tampa this weekend, Tennessee, the season finale. We'll see how that plays out. Tyson Campbell, though, looking at these injuries, Tyson Campbell, Andre Sisco, Cam Robinson, hopefully they should all be back soon. No clue how it's going to go for Zay with the hamstring. Did not look great last night, obviously. And again, Trevor Lawrence in concussion protocol. Don't even know if he's going to be able to play against the Buccaneers. This team is not talented enough or healthy enough or disciplined enough to beat good football teams right now. Are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a good football team? I guess we'll find out on Sunday, right? They played some good football this past weekend against the Green Bay Packers, who are suddenly slumping. But obviously the Carolina Panthers, the worst team in football. Tennessee Titans, a team that the Jaguars should be able to beat. But it's tough. It's going to be tough sledding. They got to go out there and prove it the last 3 weeks. My final point here, again, Trevor Lawrence did not play a good football game yesterday. He did not. But if you want to replace Trevor Lawrence, if you're one of these people that are on Twitter in my mentions telling me that Trevor Lawrence has got to go, Trevor Lawrence is not that guy, Trevor Lawrence is average, for one, you're going to be disappointed because he's not going anywhere. He is the franchise quarterback. But for 2, think about the context of what's happening. You have injuries all over the field, right, for the Jaguars. You have an offensive line that is average at best. You have 0 running game. You have young players dropping the football. You have Walker Little and Brandon Sheriff, false starts, right? This is not a team that is supporting the quarterback in the best way they can from a personnel standpoint and from a coaching standpoint. Inability to run the football, that's going to be hard for a quarterback to overcome. Inability to catch easy passes, that's going to be hard for a quarterback to overcome. And again, I'm not making excuses for Trevor Lawrence. I'm presenting the full picture to you. I'm providing context, okay? The injuries and the poor play around him are not helping. He has got to be better. He's got to hold up his end of the bargain. He's got to hold on to the football. You cannot have 2 fumbles in a game. But this is still the best quarterback the Jaguars have had. And it's the best thing to happen to the Jaguars in a long time, maybe ever, Trevor Lawrence is. He is at worst a top 10 quarterback right now. And on his best days, he's a top 5 quarterback. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out ginjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. Y'all have a good one.